Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today is day 16 of the Countdown to Christmas card series with Michele from Scrap Secrets. And today the theme is pop culture. So I am cracking out my stamp set from Sassy Club that is Home Alone themed because I absolutely love this movie. So I also have taken the Honeybee Stamps House Builder die set and cut out the house, the roof, some windows, shingles, and so I'm just taking the roof portion and I am ink blending that using Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. I'm doing just a light layer, and then I will take a brick stencil, which I believe is from Brutus Monroe, is where I might have gotten this one from. I'm not 100% on that. And then I will take my black soot distress oxide ink and lightly blend this brick pattern on top of it. I didn't want it to be too dark, and I didn't have a darker gray shade, so I thought, well, sometimes the black soot, if you do it light enough, will get the job done. So I think it worked out here, and I'm just using my waffle flower medium or grip mat to hold my stencil in place so I don't have to tape it down. And then I'm going to take the house, I'm going to take the wreath and ink blend Evergreen Bough on top of that. It's just a, very small die, so I didn't want to lose it. And then I'll wipe this mat off and then take the house, and I am going to use aged mahogany to ink blend this. And I ended up ink blending the whole thing, and it wasn't until I was about halfway through that I was like, wait a minute, you're covering that with the roof. You didn't even need to do the top because the gray part's going to cover it. But whatever, do as I say, not as I do. Don't waste the ink or the time. Just ink blend the bottom where that's the part that you're going to see. And then I will take that same brick stencil, but I will ink blend it using a white pigment ink over the top of that to try to give me that brick look from the Home Alone house. So I've used this stamp set in the past. I'm not sure if I did a video of it or not, but I had made the scene where Kevin falls on the ice. So I had taken and made a puddle and covered it with glossy accents. So it actually looked like it was iced over. I really like how that one had come out. So while I am doing my brick and ink blending and then adding all of my pieces together to build this house, I just thought I would talk to you a bit about the series. So like I said, I'm doing this with Michele from Scrap Secrets. This is actually her series that she's done for the last several years on her channel, but for the last 2 years I've joined her to do the entire series with her. So it's 25 projects, 2 a week on Mondays and Fridays, that we bring you holiday themed projects. Some of them are very quick, easy to mass produce. Like this one here would be a one-off, and you do that for somebody really special because it did take a lot of time to do all the die cutting, ink blending, and putting this all together. So you don't really want to mass produce this unless you really have a lot of time on your hands. I will have Michele's channel linked down below so that you can check out what she did with the theme for today. And then at the end, I will have the playlist listed for 2024. I put both Michele and mine videos in there so that you have them all in one place. So I hope that you'll check those out. I am less than 10 subscribers away from reaching 1,000, so I'm really excited about that and hopeful that I will reach that milestone before the end of this series. So if you have not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. I appreciate everybody who watches my videos, comments, and interacts with me. I really appreciate it. So back to the card, I added this little roof piece and then a window because I had looked online just to see some examples of houses put together, and I saw one with a window in this spot, so I automatically just assumed that the window that I have would fit in there, and it kind of seems a little too big. So I will eventually peel that off and just add another one of the roof pieces on top of it to cover it up because I didn't like how it looked. So I took a scrap piece of white cardstock and just dragged my black soot ink over it so that I could have dark windows, because I went to go glue down the window frame and realized that it would be the brick that was showing through, so that would look a little silly. So I just wanted to make sure that the house looked dark because obviously Kevin's getting ready for his attack, and so we wanted the house to be dark. So then I added in some of the blue shutters, and I'm just ink blending what's left over from the black soot on my brush onto some steps. So I'm going to get those glued on. And I had them up high and then realized, well, the steps wouldn't be literally on top of the door. So I pulled them down a little bit just to give it a little more of a realistic look. And I'm going to add my wreath. I could have used like some red, not glitter glue, or like not glossy accents, but something like that to give little berries onto the wreath. You could have done that. And then I just covered that portion up because it was bugging me. I didn't like how it looked. So I am just going to take Kevin with his little gun out and stamp that using, I think I used Gina K amalgam ink for my stamping because I am going to use my alcohol markers. So I just used one color per area. I didn't do any ink blending because I am not a colorist. It's not anything that I really get into to do a lot of shading and different things. I just like to slap the color on and get my image completely covered. So I did a dark brown for the barrel of his gun, and then gray for the tip of it. And then I will do a light skin color for his face and some, a blondish color for his hair, and then a green for his sweater, and then some blue for his pants, and some brown for his shoes. Like I said, kept it quite simple. So what is your favorite holiday movie? I absolutely, every year, make sure that I try to fit in Home Alone 2. That is definitely my favorite over Home Alone 1, but always National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Those two are absolutely on repeat every year. I laugh hysterically at both of these movies, even though I have seen them most of my life. So I do get great joy out of watching these. I have not yet watched them this year, but it is getting to be about time to watch them because I like to try to watch them each couple of times if possible. So I am known to quote both movies a lot throughout the year. But definitely let me know what your favorite holiday movie is, and if there's one that I should check out that I may not have seen before. I just added a little pink to his cheeks, and then I am stamping out the Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal as my sentiment, and I am going to cut these out off screen and save you from watching that. I made my card base a 5x7 card base and then thought it needed a little color. If I were to do this over again, I taped it off and I used black soot only. I think if I were to do it again, I'd do some dark blue, some purple, and some black soot in there to give it more of a night sky look. But I was just thinking that it needed to be darker than the stark white of the cardstock, so that it looked like nighttime as it would in the movie. And then I will take some white acrylic paint and water it down and use my fan brush to splatter on to give it the look of stars. And then I will off-screen heat set all of that so that I can put everything together. So I'm just finishing up. And I didn't do a really, thick coat of this, and I didn't worry about doing a lot of smooth ink blending because it was a sky and it could be cloudy, and I liked kind of the non-smooth look of it when I was done. And so just splattering on my white paint, and off screen I will heat set that and remove that tape. And I'm just going to take my bone folder because I didn't have this quite lined up and give myself a better crease for my card base. And then I will adhere the house using my liquid glue, and I'm using the Barely Arts liquid glue. And then once I get that on, I will attach Kevin using the liquid glue as well to the stairs. And then to cover up the fact that I didn't have a window frame that fit that roof piece, I'm going to put the sentiment there off-centered, which was, not something I normally do, but I kind of liked it a little bit crooked. And that is going to complete the project for today. I hope that you enjoyed this. if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them for me down below. And make sure to check out Michele's channel, which again, I will have linked down in the description box below. And the giveaways will be randomly selected from a video of my choosing. So make sure to comment. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.